We have $20 from Eddie225. First time donating, but I've been watching it every year. Love the work you do. Can't wait to spend this week watching all the runs and save the animals, you brutes. Good luck and have fun. We have $50 from Brildiz, who says, this game looks really difficult. Here is something to help you with your run. We have $100 from Anonymous. We have $50 from Bale, who says 500K hype. We have $150 from another anonymous donor who says, want some rye? Of course you do. We have $50 from Justin, who says, love everything you do and what Doctors Without Borders does. I always look forward to each and every SGDQ. Thanks. The current or next runners can choose whether the animals live or die. We have a $5 donation from Frank P. Good luck from Fiery Blizzard from the softball team. We have a $5 donation from an anonymous donor who says, I remember dying thousands of times my first time doing Veni Vidi Vici. Wish I could play like these guys. Runner's choice. V is probably my favorite deceptively difficult platformer. Best of luck to both of the runners. Wee, wee, wee. That was $5 from Gino. So we have Pinball Done Quick going on during our stream. Check it out at twitch.tv/MLPinball. Donate and have a chance to win a Star Wars pinball machine. All of their subs and cheers benefit Doctors Without Borders, and all followers will be entered into a daily midnight drawing. Go to twitch.tv/MLPinball. We have a $15 donation from King Octavius. Big ol' shout out to one of my favorite games and favorite game soundtracks of all time. We have $10 from No Ben. GDQ is a great time every year, and like last time, I will keep up the tradition and donate again. Good luck to all the runners. May the frames always be in your favor, and save the animals. We have $200 from Mr. Bond, who says, shout out to Kenny for epic commentary on the AAC run. Keep the hype train rolling, my friends. Now, for those of you just joining us, we are Summer Games Done Quick 2017, and all donations are going towards Doctors Without Borders. A medical humanitarian organization that delivers emergency aid to people affected by armed conflict and natural disasters, among other things, and exclusion from healthcare in 69 countries as of 2015. The organization received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1999, and they're a great charity overall. We have $10 from Flux18. I've been waiting for the V run to donate. Really enjoyed this game when I played it for the first time, and I'm excited to see how a speed run of this game will turn out. Doing my part to help towards a good cause by donating what I can. We have $17.59 from the Flying Marlin. See what happens when you get two of the most awesome people in the world to play Super Meat Boy? This is what happens. Para bailar la bamba. We have $15 from Astra GT, who says, Super Meat Boy. Donation goes to Winner's Choice. $50 from Jim138. So glad to see GDQ back again, once again, for a great cause. Keep up the good work, everybody. Now, just a reminder that we do actually have a bit incentive for the final day. It's fight the final boss of Majora's Mask blindfolded. And we're getting there. We're currently at 1 million bits, which is pretty awesome. But we need 5 million bits for that incentive to be met. We have $150 from Anonymous, who says, I love this event. Good luck to all speedrunners. Save the animals. We have $20 from Pat Demand 89, who says, looking forward to the V-Race as it's the only game I've attempted to speedrun. I tried running any % glitchless on the 3DS version, and the best time I managed was an in-game time of about 21 minutes. Given that the estimate for this 100% run is 18 minutes, I clearly have room to improve. I asked my sister to pick which Disney song this donation to go to, and she picked I'll Make a Man Out of You, so I guess that's where this is going. We have $50 from Rianne999. And we have $50 from Floose177. There's a crazy amount of skill being showcased today, and it's awesome to watch it live. I'm looking forward to the run up to 1 million. We have $150 from an anonymous donor. We have $50 from Nintiuk. As a celebration on getting my PC back from the repair shop, I'm donating to say thanks for all the tech teams who make these marathons possible. Also, save the animals. You can't beat Fusion without them. We have $50 from Hebraim, who says, Super Meat Boy, what a good game speedrun, so it's time for a little donation. So bon chance from France and kill the animals. I'm sorry if I butchered the pronunciation on that. We have $150 from Scrab, who just wants to say, money well spent. We have $150 from 0xFF. Greetings from Tampere, Finland. Let's be compassionate towards our digital animal friends. Let them live. For those of you wondering what I'm talking about when it comes to saving and killing the animals, for Super Metroid, there's incentive for saving and killing the animals, and currently saving the animals is winning by $582.38. Just as a reminder, if you want to see all of the donation incentives you can donate towards, you can go to the gamesdonequick.com website to find out more. We have $20 from Mox, who says Super Meat Boy is one of my all-time favorite games, along with Binding of Isaac, and it's really nice to see it played. Shouts to all the devs and runners. Have a great week. And now we are ready for Startropics featuring the Tantalus.
Woo. Hey, y'all got me? All right. Welcome. This is Startropics for the Nintendo. This title screen might look a little familiar, but it's not Zelda, I promised you. And I got some nice fellows on the couch if they want to introduce themselves real fast before we get started.
What's up? I'm Raging Cherry.
I'm Dark Teryx.
Darkwing Duck.
And I am Nightwing.
And we're going to get going. Banana's won, so there you go. Banana's file name. And we're going to get going. Don't start time. I'll cue you on the start time because it starts when we get control. So.
Bananas as the title is like
right.
traumatic.
Get ready on start.
Yeah, shout outs to whoever donated for bananas.
Here we go. Go. All right, Startropics on the NES, made in 1990, made in Japan by Japanese developers with an American theme, specifically for North America. And, well, they didn't release it in Japan. So, made by the recently retired Genyo Takeda. Have a nice retirement, my friend. And so the way this game works is it's an action-adventure kind of RPG-ish. I don't really know what genre it falls into. Teryx, what do you think?
I'd say it's barely, but it's an RPG.
Action adventure.
Action adventure, but yeah.
I wouldn't call it RPG, but that's my.
And it's all grid-based movement. You're gonna get to see like mostly maps like this and NES games all function the same way like this, but the dungeons usually don't, and this will. So, but the controls, while very goofy, they actually design the game around it, and it actually works kind of well. So, you're gonna get to see a good example of that as we head into the first dungeon here. Chapter 1 is. The first couple of rooms are actually some of the most technical rooms in the game.
They're one of the funnest rooms I've ever done when I've speedrun this game, or the first two rooms.
And we get to do some pretty intense movement, and here we go, Chapter 1. So we're just going to jump up here, take out these guys, no problem.
Good start.
You know, and the whole reason that Tantalus is so good at this is because it's basically the same as Smash Brothers. There's perfect pivoting, there's buffering everything, so yeah, it's a lot of the same techniques that you're used to when playing that game. So
well, that would require me to be good at Smash Brothers, and I'm not really good at Smash Brothers anymore, so that's all right, though. I still play Brawl once in a while.
That's why we host tournaments.
Yeah. When you're not good at Smash, you have to do other things. That's when you're washed up. You know, washed. If you're a Smash guy. And I thank you all for joining me. I know there's a lot of Smash people that have joined in the chat, and obviously I can't see you, but I do thank you for joining in. So this room is a little technical. You're going to double hit the rat here, and we're going to go for that. And we should be able to get to this rat before he gets over. There we go, no problem.
You notice sometimes as he moves along the grid, he's only going halfway onto a square and then doubles back. And that is part of the movement on that. Like in that last room, he had to kill one of the rats that way. Otherwise, he would have lost a little time by kind of getting locked onto the full square for a split second.
Yep, and that plays to the grid-based movement of the game. So if you're between squares, you're going to hit both squares actively, which works well. All right, you know what time it is. The music turned up, so
yep.
It's time for boss, and we're gonna do one of the very few skip type things in this game, which is we're gonna skip this boss. And there's actually a skip for this boss in both Startropics games. If you'll give it to me.
Bad luck.
Oh, what a pattern.
Oh no.
That's what, 5? Okay.
There we go.
There we go. So we're just gonna damage juice through him, and that's
a skeleton. apparently.
Yeah. We turned him into a skeleton by walking through him. Mike has heavy shoes.
Yep.
By the way, this character's name is Mike Jones. Very generic American name. So you're probably wondering, Yo-Yo, he's American themed. Is there any relation to Earthbound? And there isn't. But Mike does use yo-yos and baseball bats, just like Ness does. So.
And in the second game, you get psychic powers.
Yes, and in the second game, he gets psychic powers. So.
I was thinking it was more of Goonies too, because Mike is the main character there, and he uses a yo-yo to attack.
I mean, that's what got me enamored with this game when I was a kid so much, is that you get a yo-yo and a baseball bat, and you got to take down aliens.
And we'll get to see a lot of special weapons throughout this game. And most of the time, when you're speedrunning a game's special weapons, usually there's like broken ones and there's ones that are really bad. And this game, you use every single one. Every single special item is used in Startropics. So you get to, even if it's just one time, but you do get to use it all. So this game, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's a little weird. So it's supposed to be like a modern theme, but here we are. We're going to be talking to some dolphins. And this is a mother dolphin. She said, "Please find my son." And of course, our robot who's on board the submarine, Navcom, he could talk to dolphins. So I'm still waiting for that technology, by the way, whenever we can get that. But and we're looking for our Uncle Steve Jones. We've never met him before, but we're going to go look for him in his submarine. That's the premise of the game, basically. And the rest of the game is spent finding clues, including this bottle that's coming up. So the bottle doesn't show up until you talk to the lady there, and the bottle's going to contain a message from Dr. Jones.
Almost all the, or I should say, all the overworld sections in this game, you have to talk to certain people in order to actually make the game progress. So that, like you said, that bottle did not actually exist until you talked to that lady in the hut. And you'll see, like, after this dungeon here, there's going to be a town that we have to go through that you have to talk to almost every single person.
It's trigger happy.
Yeah.
Yep. And almost all the towns in this game are like that. The first town I didn't talk to everyone, but I talked to specific people. Those specific people were just enough to trigger the guard to let me through to get into the dungeon. And that's going to be a repeating theme you'll see as we go through the rest of the towns in the game. So Dungeon 2, this is probably the easiest dungeon in the game. We're going to get moving. But unfortunately, the boss is one of the most random. I already got a heart.
Yeah, I know. You can damage boost through something now.
Usually you can just damage boost anyway, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. And that's why this chapter is a little easier than the rest, is because if you make mistakes, it doesn't really hurt you that badly.
And on the screen, before you got into the dungeon, you noticed that the submarine went underneath the cliffs. That actually is an interesting plot point that we'll talk about a little bit later, because it proves that the submarine can go underneath things.
So you may have also seen that there's a heart container like Zelda on the map there. And it will increase your hearts just like Zelda's would, but the difference is that we don't have time to pick those up, and the game will give it to you anyway when you complete the chapter. So there's no reason to pick those up at any point.
It makes 100% not really a big category because you get the heart containers anyway.
Right. And that's why there really hasn't been in any other categories than any percent, because any bonus items you get to make yourself stronger either go away or you get them anyway. So
Here's your
all
one
right.
use of the bat.
Yep.
Bam.
All right, see ya.
The baseball bat's done. We're never using it again. All right, that's I think that's called a puff puff, that fish. He's kind of annoying, but
Ooh.
I've seen worse.
You tend to grab the power-ups with your weapon before you hit enemies, which
Correct.
can be a problem in 3-4, but
yeah, actually it's a problem in general.
Yeah.
That you'll end up, just like Zelda, you will pick up drops with your weapon if it's within 2 squares of you, so within yo-yo range, basically. And that is really annoying when you're trying to kill enemies who are on top of each other. If one of them drops a star, you'll mistime it. Because if you haven't noticed, this game is mostly execution, so when you're trying to KO enemies who have 8 health, you're going to fire exactly 8 shots. You're not going to overfire, and if you have enemies who are overlapped, you're going to have a problem with that. So this is Octa the Huge, and hopefully he'll cooperate with us today. I think you will. I'm going to have to double freeze him, I
Yeah.
think. That's all right. But
One of the things you saw earlier is that a lot of people complain about the grid movement in this game, getting caught a lot. But you can work on this game to be able to churn without having to have any hesitations or anything like that. That's a skill you learn while speedrunning this game, is how to churn.
I completely agree. It's the game's dungeon format is built around learning how to use their controls. And, well, again, it sort of feels like Mike's on Ice, but once you learn how to get it down, everything works to the game dungeon there. So the Octo cooperated there. The reason, normally you can get him in one free cycle. The reason I used 2 is because I had to jump out of the way from getting hit. And you figure, oh, if I took damage, why would it matter? Because in this game, when you take damage, you actually can't rapid fire. And that will slow you down. And you saw I have to hit the Octo 50 times, I think, to knock him out. And the hits I was throwing were not randomly mashing. They're very precise times. So it's almost mashing, but there is a rhythm to it, and that's critical. And if you get hit, you can't flow in that rhythm. So that's why I had to use the 2 freezes there. And you may see me do other things like that later in the run. If I get hit for something, I may have to get out of the way, or I may have to take a backup strat. All right, so Chapter 3, your ship's going to get shipwrecked from a storm, and this is a strange dungeon, or a strange chapter in general, because it's actually a third of the game just in this
the
chapter.
most dungeons by far.
It has 5 dungeons in it, which the most any other chapter has is 2. So it's really long. I'm not really sure why they built it this way, but it is also the bane of most runners' existence.
Well, it's a fun chapter.
This is
man.
the
Those are
gateway to
fun.
getting a run started.
Yeah, if you can do a good Chapter 3, you can execute anywhere else, I'd say.
I feel this game scales well in difficulty, and this is where it starts getting difficult.
Separates the men from the boys.
Yes, sir. So this is the most random dungeon. Well, other than maybe...
Great start.
Yeah, good pattern there.
Why can't I get that?
These guys are dodo birds, and they kind of walk whichever way they want. Oh, come on, keep coming. He's going to go back down.
No.
Not too bad, though. I'll take it. And then we have the winged monkeys, and these guys can go wherever, too. So that's not good. That's
Oh,
really
no.
bad.
Oh, no.
That's all right. I just have to be very careful here. All right, we'll take it.
Nice. Oof. Nice.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, we got to go fast. And because I took damage, I'm going to pick up hearts I normally don't pick up. But let me grab them. There you go.
That's use of the hit over 2 different columns there, because that dodo can go in various places because it has some random movement. So having those 2 sets of columns you can hit that is a very important strat to do in that room.
Yep. If I knock that dodo out right off the bat, it makes that room a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I can just react to the other 3 enemies. That never is consistent. The other 3 enemies just wander wherever, and you just have to react to their pattern.
This game is very encouraging if you haven't noticed.
You've done it.
While you've done it every time you complete a dungeon, they're surprised you beat it. And honestly, I can see why, because while we didn't cover it in the first chapter, the game doesn't really teach you to. It teaches you to explore and then punishes you for doing so. And in the first chapter, there's a hidden door that you can get to a medicine room. And then in that room, there's another hidden door to another medicine room. And then in that room, there's another hidden door. And you're like, oh, this must go to another medicine room. And it actually leads to a bottomless pit, and you die. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Good luck here with the movement.
Yeah, good movement by Miss Mira there. Miss Mira, so I mentioned that you have to talk to all the villagers. Well, if you talk to Miss Mira, she asks you a question. She said, who's prettier, Miss Coral or Miss Mira? And if you don't tell her that she's prettier, then you can't proceed with the game. It doesn't count as talking to her. And she can walk in your way, but I keep her off screen so that she won't move in my way. All right, so this is the village chief here, and he somehow already heard of our adventure, and he says his daughter's sick, and he said, if you find a magic scroll to heal my daughter, I'll repair your submarine. Which I'm really questioning his mechanical abilities, but we're gonna believe in him. We're gonna go for it.
That's better than nothing.
Quite the extortionist too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Heal my daughter and I'll help you.
And this is unfortunately the longest village of the game.
Yeah.
You have to talk to almost everyone. The guy in the village hut down there, that guy in the pink, and then the lady in the blue dress here you don't have to talk to. But everybody else, and the person who refills your health. A lot of these villages have health refills, but again, we don't have time to get those, so we're just gonna move on.
The health refill in this game is extremely slow, which is actually important for the speed run as we get later on.
Now, you may notice that a lot of times they refill your health, or they get you have full health at the end of a chapter, and then next chapter you start with 3 hearts. And my wife said, "Why do they refill your health if they're just going to put you back to 3 hearts?" And I said, "That's a really good question."
That's a great
That
question.
is a great question.
Startropics 2, they don't do that.
No.
You start in full health. All right, so we're going to try to do a double jump there. There we go, got it. I don't like to damage boost those snakes. So,
Now, when you had the double yo-yos, did those do more damage, or is it just range?
the bullet twisters,
Yeah.
no, they are the same damage points as the yo-yo, so they're just a ranged yo-yo basically.
This is a fun room to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple rooms like this that are completely dark, and you just have to do it. The game actually gives you the tools in that room to just find your way through the dark by knowing like what your range is. Like the snakes that are all there are all within range, or only one of them you can actually reach with your yo-yo. So that's how you're supposed to figure out how to get through that room.
You promised me.
I always go for it. Hello?
All right.
Can we get the other?
We're going to try to do a perfect pivot here.
Oh, we got
I
it.
got
though.
a
I
second.
still got it. Yeah, I always go for that. And there's one more I'll go for, too.
Yeah. That's basically you're saving 4 frames at the cost of about half a second if
Yeah.
you fail it.
So right there, I'll explain what happened. There, a lot of people used to wait for those fireballs, and we don't have to anymore. The reason is if you hit a switch, and Full Code came up with this strat, if you hit a switch, that opens a door. You actually don't want to turn and face the other direction. That's what it seems like it would be the fast thing to do. You actually want to stay the direction you're facing and then buffer your jump the other way, which actually make it so you don't have ending lag on wherever you land and walk. So before, if you jumped off, you would have landing lag and those fireballs would catch you. But with that strat, you don't have to. Now, upcoming here is Magma. I forget what his Magma boss. And it's a very specific movement. I might have been too slow on it. We'll see. Ooh.
Nope.
I just made it. So you actually don't fight this boss. You just sink him in water. And why there's a place full of lava and his room is the only room with water in it, I'm not sure. But
And why he's placed there. Yeah.
why he had bricks to disable him.
Yeah.
We're not going to really question the intelligence of these bosses. We're just going to keep moving. All right, one more.
Like many other bosses, he's killed by his own hubris.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3-2, the second dungeon of Chapter 3. Now we're going to do a little bit of a sequence break. The game allows you to do it, which is very rare for this game. Despite you knowing the answers to problems in this game, you usually can't trigger the solution unless you've talked to a specific person or proceeded to a specific area. That castle right there, it's called Shikola. We're going to be visiting it in a little while, but we don't have time to do that right now. We're going to go ahead and just skip past it and go ahead right to the third dungeon of this chapter, which is, in my opinion, the toughest chapter in the game, or toughest dungeon in the game. I don't know what you guys think, Darkling.
7-1 because of its randomness. It's fun. This game is fun, so it's hard, I say all the dungeons are fun except one.
Yeah, 7-1's probably not fun, but
Right.
So here we go. So this is the ghost dungeon. All right, that's come back to me. I'll take it. And there's a lot of things that are going to go on in this chapter. These little bone dogs, they're pretty quick. Hopefully they're not on the same square. They're not, so that's good. And There's going to be some invisible ghosts that we're going to have to dodge around, and I haven't gotten it yet today, so hopefully we'll get it this time. And then there's some mummies that are very strong. This room has invisible ghosts in it. There's an item that'll let you see those ghosts, but we don't really have time to see them. We're only going to see the ghosts that we have to see.
I always thought that those dogs that you kill at the beginning there were just like the village's family pets that have come back to life.
So right there, that treasure chest is a magic wand to see the ghosts in this room, but we're going to try to walk around them. And I don't really have a strat, I just wing it.
You look.
So you can still run
Say,
into
this
them?
is a new one.
And there
Yeah,
we
that
go.
was
Yeah,
good.
you
I was
got
going to
through it
say,
well.
you look like that was the right timing to me.
Yeah, I don't really have I know the timing on this. I just kind of wing it.
Yeah, that's how I play it. That looks pretty similar to how I do it.
Yeah, same, except I usually fail it.
And there's one right there. That's why we jump there.
It's
There's
moving.
another
That one's
invisible
moving.
ghost.
So
We're doing pretty good on health too, so that's another plus. We haven't actually taken damage since 3-1, so other than the intentional hit I took on the 3-2 boss.
So this dungeon is casually probably the biggest nightmare of anybody. The 2 rooms ago, the one that had a slug in it, there's very similar looking rooms throughout it, throughout this dungeon that all lead to the outside instead. So like if he'd gone up that staircase, he would have had to restart the dungeon.
Okay, so this is one of the scariest rooms in the game, but it's not scary if you know it. There's sinking blocks and it's dark. So you think, oh my gosh, they provide you a light to solve the room, but we don't have time to wait for the light, so we're just going to keep moving. And that looked like I knew what I was doing, and while I did, that doesn't make it any less scary.
Bad luck.
So bad luck. So this is a backup strat here. You stand here, and this guy will always spawn in that spot. So,
oh, that's new to
Oh,
me.
that I didn't know that.
so you can always get him in 3 cycles. Stay here for me.
Not a great pattern there.
All right, mummies, good pattern. The other pattern is that they stay on the top, and I don't like that one as much. It's a little slower.
Yeah,
and harder.
We're coming up to a point here where this game is weird in that there was a little bit earlier in Chapter 1 where you saw it, but there are rooms in this game where you only have to kill a certain group of enemies, a certain 2 or 3 or 4. You don't have to kill all the enemies. You kill just a few of them. And we got a room coming up here, the mummies, where you don't have to kill the bottom 2 for reasons. I don't know why the game decided to do that, but, you know, it makes it good for fun for speedrunning.
You also have to pick up the special item. If you miss this, you can't proceed.
Yeah, you have to die and restart.
I'll take that one.
And here are the whiz ropes. Like every other enemy they copied from it.
A little bit of bad luck there.
Yeah. Also, if they leave a drop, the next one usually won't spawn, so you have to pick up the drop, which is. So I'm gonna try and get the. All right. I didn't get it the way I wanted.
Bottom left.
Yeah. And oh my gosh.
No.
Knew you. Oh my gosh, that's not good. That's all right. 1.5 hearts. All right. I just gotta be smart here. 'Cause I was full health.
Seemed like that was like the first time that you really had really poor enemy placement and movement there.
Well, I didn't manipulate it well enough. Good pattern.
Now that,
Oh,
there you
I'll
Yeah,
take that.
that's rare.
Yeah, hard drops do not come often.
I guess I'll explain the stars quick. You get 5 stars in a dungeon. It acts as a heart. So
Yep.
it's like a fifth of a heart. Maxi?
is there another way that the ghost gets revealed without pausing?
Yep.
Or?
You have to have the magic rod. There is a magic rod in the room before. He is not cooperating. He is being very poor here. And I can't take damage, otherwise I'd be a little more aggressive
Yeah.
for reasons I'll state later.
Is it literally just straight up pausing, or is there other?
No, I used a wand item.
Got it.
That damage is okay, as long as I don't take any more.
Okay.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
better
chapter
safe
went
than sorry,
pretty
though.
good until the mummy room. And then that mummy room was bad, so. But it's okay. I still have 2 hearts, thankfully that dropped. I needed to come out of this dungeon with 2 hearts. And because we're going to get a weapon power up, this is the last dungeon where we have to do the yo-yos. And the game is pretty generous with the next dungeon on how you use it. They give you 4 hearts to get you back to the shooting star, which is the weapon we're going to get. And that is absolutely required. If I don't, I'll lose a lot of
Yes.
time if I don't have the shooting star. So
3-5 has a lot of enemies that take a lot of hits. 11 with yo-yo and 6 with the shooting star.
yeah,
so
it's double damage and
Yeah.
way more than double range. So, all right, so we're gonna pick up this crystal ball. This is the reason we actually came here. We needed the crystal ball for someone that's in the village of Shikola. Now, Shikola is a very unique village. If you haven't figured out by the name, it is there's only she's there. There's no guys allowed in Shikola, and you'll see that because there's this creepy old guy outside the castle when you walk in. And basically, what you have to do here is we have to find a way in, and this crystal ball will help us do that. So there's the creepy old guy over there. He's just sitting there. Oh yeah, and they're all in bikinis too because reasons.
Well, it's Amazonian warriors. That's the stereotype, right?
So back here is fortune teller. She's looking for the crystal ball. We have it. Nice save. All right, I'll help you get in the castle. And how are we going to do that? We're going to dress like a girl. There we go.
With pigtails and all.
You sure look silly dressed up like a girl. And then she tells you your fortune, says you're going to die. You're like, all right, I guess that's fine. And then here's the castle of ladies. So we're going to go ahead and just move right to the queen. Interesting, they use a staircase to trigger the talk sequence. It's not actually a character you talk to. It's kind of weird. So she's like, oh my gosh, you beat all the ghosts? Nobody's ever do that. Your voice is kind of strong though. Oh, you have a cold. That's it. That's all it is. You're not dressed up like a girl. Maybe we're gonna say. Do you think she knows and she just let us slide?
Yes, I think that's what I've
Like
always
yeah,
said.
you killed all the ghosts
Yeah.
in the ghost village. You're all right. All right. We'll let it slide.
Yeah, I see how it is. Yeah.
And you actually talk to this person as well. If you don't, again, this is another thing. Even if you know what to do, the game won't trigger it unless you've talked to that person.
Ah, you chose right.
So she tells you have to jump 10 times to get through the tunnel and say abracadabra. And you actually could have visited this tunnel before now as well, but you wouldn't have been able to proceed until you talked to that character. So couch in a crowd if you'd like to. We're gonna count to 10 and yell abracadabra.
Shortest dungeon in the game? It is, in fact, 2 tiles long.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Abracadabra! It worked! We're through. All right. So now we've got the shooting star. You have to have max health to use the shooting star. You have to have 6 health, which is max health right now. So this is pretty critical because it does double damage, has near double.
Oh,
That's a
bad.
very rare pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, I have seen that like once or twice.
Yeah,
ever.
it's extremely rare.
All right, we're gonna hope that somebody give me something nice here. If not, we're just gonna work with it. I'm not gonna start over to get it. It's not gonna work out. It's all right. We will make this work. The enemies in this chapter, in that particular dungeon, have a higher drop rate of hearts than the rest, as well as some of the first rooms in this next one. But if we don't get it there, then we're just gonna have to wait till we get hearts later in that dungeon.
Yep.
So it's just a time loss, but it's not terribly bad. I also have to do a different pattern on this snake here, the first upcoming snake. So I'm just gonna walk past him. I'm gonna pick that up just in case. Hopefully one of these skulls will give me a heart. 3 stars. That sucks because these guys are gonna run away. And I'm also gonna have to wait for the skull here. So, no big deal there.
Yeah. Usually you kill him on the way with the shooting star, but he takes 2. And you don't have the distance to do it.
Yeah, you actually could do it, but it's like the inputs are so tight. I usually die trying, so it's not worth it. Okay, so this is another lava section like we had before, but this has what's called frappas, which are frog kappas. And they're random, and they like to get you. And they're
Yes.
ugly. They're very ugly. That's fine. I'll take that. I'm gonna need it. Because I'm not gonna get my shooting star back from this.
Wasn't aware that you could jump on that and still be safe if he spawned there.
Yes.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, that's good.
All right, we're good there. So this has some hearts in it, so. Got our shooting star back, so we're good there.
Now this next room is interesting because of how to spawn these frappas.
Yeah, it can spawn different ones, but only certain ones trigger the door to
Yeah.
open.
So you want to get, you want to stay on that section or farther to the left and on the right.
Yeah,
Because you get the bad ones, and you take 3 or 4 frappas to open it up.
And this is the one we just got to kill that middle one, and the door opens. And Volko actually came up. He's the new world record holder for this game, and he came up with a strat where he actually jumps between the blocks to get them to spawn a little bit quicker. But I haven't found a lot of luck with that. I'm probably just not doing it right. So. All right, just waited a second to make sure the shots went straight. So let's see if this guy will walk out of my way for me.
That's
Nope.
unfortunate.
That's too
okay.
bad.
We're gonna have to whack him. Thanks for the heart.
Yeah,
lovely
the
buddy.
unnecessary heart.
All right. So there's a sequence of 9. Since we have a second, I'm going to show everybody something. Most people don't know about this.
There's hearts. Yep.
Yeah. There's hearts there. It's kind of weird. It's the only block like that in the entire game. There's an invisible block on regular tiles. But there it is. There's hidden heart set there. And,
So the casual way of doing that, you go all around, and then you run into these areas here, these doors, and then you wonder what's going on, and then you go wrap around and push through. But
Right.
we already know that, so.
right, the door wraps around in a square, and you get to the center, but you can't really. All you can do is see that geyser's there, and obviously it looks interesting. So you have to just figure it out by walking around and try to push the walls. Eventually, you find that one way to get through it. So.
Who wants to cast a magic spell? I vote Terex.
I also vote Terrence.
I vote no.
All right, we're gonna
Here he
cast
goes.
a spell. Ready?
You went too fast.
I'm a scared man.
I'm trying to go fast, man. This game's done quick after all. Sorry for those who have epilepsy or anything like that. That's really bad for that. That sometimes triggers me. I sometimes look away for that section, which you can actually do. You can actually look away at any text section because this game has buffering. Let's talk about buffering real quick, and then we can hand it off to the host to do some donations because this is a really good opportunity. So buffering, this game, you can buffer an action on whatever action you're doing currently. So as soon as I hit A for the text box, when the next text box starts popping up, I hold A again. And as soon as that is able to scroll off, it will. And that works in the dungeons too. It works for jumping, and that's how you do everything fast in this game, is by buffering all of your actions. So this village, you only have to talk to one person, and he's going to tell you that your buddy you found in Chapter 1 was looking for you, he was on a raft, and we're going to get eaten by a whale. Yes. So first we talked to dolphins, now we're going to get eaten by a whale. And the next 7 minutes or so are kind of a lull. We're going to find our way out of this whale, so if the host has some donations, this is a really good time.
And I have plenty. I have $25 from Bulaka Flocka, who says, shoutouts to Maryland and Virginia's All-Star Smash Tournament organizer and speedrunner, the Tantalus. Great to see you on stream performing for once, rather than behind the scenes making things work. Good luck, bud. P.S. Kill the animals.
Thanks, Ryan.
We have $100 from Ricycle Bicycles. Frames have rights too, you know. Kill the animals. We have $50 from Wraith, who wants to say, good luck to all the runners this week. Also, save the animals because they're so cute. We have $15.55 from Labar Bruges, who says, here's to the best damn Startropics speedrunner out there. With love from her family in Arkansas. Put towards runner's choice to either slay or save the animals.
Thank you, Lawrence. Let's do Kill the Animals.
Monster.
The correct choice.
Gotta go fast.
We have $20 from Disco Jason, who says, Startropics was the first game my dad got me. It taught me the importance of perseverance and precision. Unfortunately, he passed away recently, but it warms my heart every time I see the game at GDQ. Money's choice goes to the Tantalus, who's a cool guy with a great controller collection. Love you all. P.S. 747.
So do I have to choose? Was that another one for me to choose, or no?
Yeah, that's just free for you to
I don't know what to donate to.
choose. You can do it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk after. I haven't looked it up. I haven't done my research.
Why does Chapter 4 exist?
Because it's the best chapter. It's got
All the best games have you casually be eaten by a whale.
I mean, this has the best music, obviously.
Yeah, it's like they put this long section with great music. There's not even a dungeon in this chapter. It's like
There is not. So the last donation called the 747, and that's perfectly good timing for this. So at this point in the game, you get out of the whale, and Babu is Dr. J's assistant who you just rescued, and he'll tell you to dip your uncle's letter in water, which, if you were renting this game, you'd be like, what on earth are you talking about? And that's because this game actually came with a physical letter in the instruction box. Let's concentrate real quick. And you had to dip that letter in water to reveal the hidden code on the piece of paper. And I still have that letter to this day.
nice.
And if you want to see it, the gaming historian did a really good episode on Startropics and the letter and how this game came to be. So this is Chapter 5. We still have a lot of downtime. We have to do some item gathering. And once we get to the bird, we'll probably start talking again. But if you have more donations, you can keep going.
We have $150 from Anonymous. We have $17.30 from Daphne, who says, congratulations, Chadwelly, on your winning V time. That was an awesome race. Kudos to both runners. We have $20 from Frosty221. My first time watching Games Done Quick live, and wow, I've been absolutely blown away by some of the incredible runs we've seen. Keep it up, everyone. We have $7.47 from Sven Craig, who says, you're running Startropics, so I have to donate. Here's some money so you can cream Zoda. Thanks for all the entertainment.
You know, if Chapter 4 didn't exist, this Chapter 5 would be the worst chapter ever.
Yeah, it would be.
Wait a minute now. I like Chapter 5. I like its break of pace. Not the beginning part, obviously.
I was going to say, you like that
But
you have to get a bird to have you complete the game. Like an entire village can't help you,
I
but
like
a
the dungeon.
bird can.
So if you've all ever played Phoenix Wright, you know that there's a case where Phoenix has to interview a bird to convict Von Karma. And we're going to interview a bird to find a secret code. But the bird won't talk to you unless you have a worm. And we just went ahead and picked up that worm in advance, so we have to make less trips around the map. If you have you might have time for like one or two more donations if you have them.
Sure. I am Devno, donates $25 and wants to say, Startropics, one of my favorite Nintendo games to play as a kid. Thanks for the nostalgia.
So this village, you have to talk to everyone except the lady in the red dress. So, and that she'll let you proceed. They'll let you proceed here.
You can actually talk to her and not talk to the guy at the very front of the. They both say welcome to. What is this one? What town is this?
Belcola.
Belcola, yeah. And talk to her instead, and it still triggers it as well, but it's obviously slower.
It's always interesting to me that they named all of the things cola because it was American. They wanted to make
that's
sure that
exactly why.
Yeah.
It's named just like cola, Coca-Cola. All right, so this is what we call the lewd bird.
Yeah.
And if you read the screen, you'll see why. There it is. I must say it out loud, but there it is. So the lewd bird gives us the keys. Does anybody actually sing that? Like, do musicians still use do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do? Do they still do that? Yeah. I got some yes in the background. All right. I don't know. I'm not a musician, so. Or really, it's for singing, right? It's not for really playing anything. So again, this is another one of those cases where even if you knew the answer to the problem, you still couldn't solve it. So we have to play that on the piano in this building, in a life-size piano, and even if you knew what the code was, you still couldn't proceed without talking to the parrot and getting him to give you that code. So another interesting piece of game design for the game, but it's unfortunate. Otherwise, we could just come right here and just punch it in and move on.
It should make the chapter about 100% better.
Yes.
Now, if you screw this up, you actually have to leave
Yeah.
the area and come back in.
I did that on a PB once.
Really?
I messed it up, and I still got a PB. It was when I was in like the 107s or 108s or something. But and I was like, all right, I'll just run again and get my PB again because I know I'm going to beat it, and I did. But it was, yeah, that's a silly one. If you mess up the keys, the game won't recount it until you start the room again. All right, so from this point on, the game's pretty action-packed. This is the Chapter 5 dungeon, and is the only dungeon in this chapter. That's okay. I sometimes get hit by that, and that's not a big deal. So we just need to have 6 hearts. That's all we're really focused on. And if anything else hits me, I would have been at 5.5 anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
This dungeon is fairly unique compared to other ones because this one's more focused around traps rather than like enemies or bosses and things. So it's dealing with your surroundings rather than actual things to kill.
Yeah, this is very much the Indiana Jones dungeon.
Yeah.
All right, that was I hit that ball at just the right time so that I can jump right off of that platform. So this is all about traps. They kind of they don't really give you direction, and you just have to figure out your way. And this is actually how you solve it. You fall into the pit, and you walk up the stairs here.
Those rats tell you where the actual pits are by not going on specific squares.
And you know, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I never thought that that's how you would figure it out.
Yeah.
But based on the way this game works, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So this is Captain Bell's dungeon, and that's why Bell Cole is named after him. And his ship is blocking the way. That's why we have to do this. We have to sink his ship. And the reason we have to sink his ship is because we can't submarine under it, I guess.
Yeah, and before I mentioned that, we went underneath cliffs in the submarine, so it's clearly capable of undersea travel. It's just we need to destroy Captain Bell's ship.
I guess it's shallow waters. That's all I can guess. But how does the ship sink then? I don't know. We're not going to complain against video game logic here. So the Captain Bell's dungeon is designed to be full of traps. All right, really good there.
I hate this cross leg.
You
I
love
hate
this
that
room, don't
bat.
you?
I hate that bat is what I hate. I've jumped into the lake to avoid that bat.
How'd that work out for you?
Not very well. All right, this is your last chance to go for that
Nope.
green bowling ball.
I've never
trick.
even tried it. I don't even know how you do it.
No villager strats.
No, we don't have villager strats here. I'm not going to turn around. I'll just wait.
Yeah, you can freeze the bowling balls by shooting them, and with the green one there, if you freeze it, I think it's like a frame-perfect trick or close to it.
I don't think it's frame perfect, but it's close to it.
It's close to it. Like, if you freeze it at the right frame, you can move past it, and you save a half second, but if you don't, that's a one-hit KO when you touch it, so.
Yep.
Yeah, the bowling balls, yes, there's giant bowling balls in Captain Bell's ancient dungeon, and they instantly kill you if you touch them. So here we're just going to damage reduce these. It's not a big deal. Even though I had 6 hearts, it's still not a big deal. We're just going to pick up the hearts here. We're going to do the easy strat here. All right, that actually came from behind, so that worked out better. I didn't have to walk out of the way. A lot of people jump in the beginning of that room to get the wait time down, but I jumped there. It's just the way I did it as a kid, so I never unlearned it.
Now, will those arrows knock you in the water, or you just take damage?
They just take damage. But now this bowling ball, I'm gonna fire one more just to be safe.
Yeah.
As marathon.
Yeah, I agree.
I've done it in 3 the last like 30 times, but you just want to be safe.
Yep.
So that one follows you around, as you noticed, and so you do have to stun him to proceed.
Oh, that's
That's
too bad.
unfortunate.
That was close.
All right, and not a bad chapter 5. So we're gonna sink Captain Bell's ship, and it's gonna play God Save the Queen here. So if everyone in the audience would oblige, we're gonna have a salute to Captain Bell. Have a moment of silence. I need to remove my hat anyway. So please, let's mourn Captain Bell. Respect.
Took long enough.
Guys, well done, well done, well done.
You've done it.
Wow, you've done it. We sunk the ship. Godspeed, Captain Bell, but we have an uncle to save, and we have to do it fast.
Oh, note that it just saved. And note that it's about to just save again.
Oh yeah.
And this is all automatic here. He can't even. This is all automatic.
Yeah, I wasn't controlling that. So we're gonna move into chapter 6, reunion. And if that wasn't a good hint, we're gonna meet our uncle for the first time. And the overworld is another deep maze. And basically, at some point in this chapter, the robot Navcom, he'll start chiming in on your position to tell you how far away you are from it, what his coordinates are, because that was the point of the 747 in chapter 4, was to help us find where he was. And that's leading us to this point. So what we're gonna walk a specific path to prevent the robot from chattering too much.
They are spike squares. I don't know how many. There are a bunch of them, and they're annoying.
Yeah, if you were just driving through here casually, it would drive you nuts. You'd be like, can you just shut up, please?
No one donated to have you get the apple. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, we can go to How Do You Do Cola, the best island in the game.
Yeah, how do you do color? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we skipped that one, which has the oldest people in the world living there.
It's like
actually.
130, 150. No, it's more than that, isn't it?
It's more than
Yeah.
that.
It's like 200, something like that.
Yeah, it's
a
like,
lot.
and then there was also someone who said they were the second oldest person on all the islands in chapter 5 at 128 years, but they were a liar
Yeah.
because the real oldest people were here. So maybe they just didn't know. We're not going to call them a liar just yet. All right, so this is unavoidable chatter, but if you walk straight up right here, to the left here, and then right back up here, you won't have any chatter there. And then we stay right along the coast here, and then this is unavoidable as well. So then you just submerge, and we're underwater. The only part in the game where you actually drive the sub underwater, it's about 4 seconds long.
Which again shows that Captain Bell's sacrifice was completely unnecessary.
Or a ship was, not necessarily him.
Yeah.
Captain always goes down with his ship.
So this is not, we don't actually count this as a dungeon despite it going into dungeon mode there. I guess it's just, you use it as a transition to get to this section or whatever. But yeah, this is the real 6-1, and this is one of the next hardest dungeons in the game. Yeah. And unfortunately, in addition to it being very difficult, it also has a very, very bad random generated boss. So we'll get to see how well that goes. Hopefully the boss will go well, and hopefully there won't be any mistakes, but we'll see. All right, so you only have to kill the pink mummies.
That was good.
Yeah, that's the easy, nice, better.
Sometimes that last pink mummy will go down
down.
rather than back to the left, and you got to chase after him, and then it
And
goes,
then the blue guys
Yes.
catch up to
yeah,
him.
it
at that
gets to be a
point.
mess
Yeah.
after that.
So that was the best possible outcome there.
How many shots is it going to take to get this Octorok? Or this octopus, not
Octod.
Octorok. Octod.
Come on, we know what it is.
3, all right.
Okay.
That's about average, I think.
All right, do a strat. This is the most technical room in the room, so I'm going to focus here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's all right. All right. Unfortunately, I jumped a little bit too soon. And that's
Yeah,
why
that's
I
a
got
hard
hit
strat.
there.
Yeah.
That's a hard room to do right.
So the boss is coming up here. He said it was really random. Essentially, it's just Octo the Huge reskinned. So we get the same exact randomness that we had earlier again.
But no snowman.
Yeah, but no snowman.
He's going to drop.
Excellent.
Ooh, that was... All right. He makes a cry between blocks
Yeah.
when he's going to drop, and then getting him one cycle is very rare, but that's what you need if you want to get a good run.
Yeah.
So
I'm really bad at that. That's why it's prevented me from coming back to this game is that boss right there. I'm very bad at one-cycling him.
I can usually get the one cycle. I just can never get him to drop down soon enough for it to actually make a difference.
Well, and you can't take damage there either because then
Yeah.
you lose the shooting star, and it takes way more than twice as long to kill him because you can only hit him at short range. So another dark room, they just make you solve it this way. It's kind of strange. Another item you have to pick up if you don't pick up the baseballs.
Horse-hides,
they're
I
actually
think
called
they're
horse-hide.
yeah.
Which brings up another point. In the re-release on the Virtual Console and the NES Classic Edition, they actually called the yo-yo the Island Star. So that's a new strat there,
That's a new
Darkwing.
strat, yeah.
They actually call it the Island Star instead of the Island Yo-Yo. I guess because Yo-Yo is trademarked in Canada, and they didn't want to re-release the game for Canada only, so they just...
Thanks, Canada.
All right, a little bit of a safe movement there. All right, so we're gonna hit, these guys all take 3 hits, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit them twice with our cleats, which attack everybody in the room, and then we're gonna try to kill as many of them as we can without having to use the shoe again as we progress through the room, and that was really good. All right, so this boss. So you have to hit him with the horse hides, but you have to anticipate when he's gonna open his mouth to get the shots in, and when he opens his mouth, he always shoots as well. So we're gonna try to get him off cycle, so I'm just gonna move. All right, I'll take it because I didn't take damage.
You do have to be careful with that because the only way you can damage him is with the horse hide. So if you run out, then you're out of luck.
Yeah, that's actually the lowest horse hide count I've ever had. I've never had 6 before. All right, so that's 6-1. We made it through with full health. That's really good because the next dungeon is easier, but it's unforgiving. So if you do make an error, it's going to be really painful to catch it back up.
Yeah, he also got a little bit unlucky there that he shot 4 times, both of his first 2. He can leave his mouth open without shooting anything quite a while, and that lets you just pound on him without having to jump and worry about the execution. It's a bowling ball.
All right, so there's 3 things there. We don't know what they are yet, but and there's some kind of strange cipher. So this is another thing where the game teaches you to explore and then does not reward you for it. You actually have to walk to the right. If you walk forward, like in most every other dungeon, you're actually going to get turned around and sent back to the entrance. And if you walk to the right on one of the rooms over there, you'll get in that alcove on the right, on the left side of that room. So this dungeon's very consistent.
What a wonderful weapon.
Yeah, this is a twin shuriken. I don't really know what it's called.
Asterix.
It's called the Asterix.
Yeah.
Looks like a pinwheel.
Well, you can split it after it shoots, and it shoots in 2 different directions, and it's as powerful as your shooting star, so it's really helpful. We're gonna use it right here.
That's my least favorite room in the entire game.
So those things, if they look like the bubbles in Zelda, they are the bubbles in Zelda. Those are exactly the same thing.
They're worse, though.
It
Yeah,
lasts so long.
They make it so you can't fire any weapon, not just your sword or your main weapon.
And it's longer. It lasts longer than the Zelda bubble.
Okay, so this is the Claydol sub-boss, and if he makes contact damage with you, you die. So, but to kill him fast, you have to be right next to him. So that's how we handle that. He actually technically does 11 hearts of damage when he touches you, but you only have 11 hearts, so You could have more than that. It's going to be close. All right, good. All right, and these are the Rockies, and they're really annoying. This room's not nearly as bad, but...
Oh, you used my strat. That's nice. I like that.
Now, is like ammo a big concern for this dungeon?
No, it shouldn't be.
No, he just needs to have 10 by the very end of it.
I was just hoping I got lucky there. I was hoping the other one didn't spawn. All right, good patterns there. So far no damage. It's really good.
I always forget how much HP that one guy has.
Seven.
Yeah.
Seven shooting star hits. I
Yeah.
actually checked with Fulco, the world record hunter. I was like, how many hits is that guy? I can't never remember. He's like, it's 7. I was like, all right.
I always overshoot it when I do it, so it costs me an extra fire when I do it.
All right, so we're going to walk a certain path to get this clay doll to participate in a pattern that's favorable. And then this one we just have to react to. And he gave me a really good pattern, so that was good. So they make it think like that was the final boss of the chapter, but it's not. Fortunately, the boss of the chapter is far easier than those bosses.
Friendly.
All right. And that was 6-2, so that's the end of chapter 6 almost.
That was a good chapter.
That was very well done.
Other than getting hit on the mummy ring. Yeah, I didn't take any damage. I'm actually impressed that I didn't take any damage.
6-2 is one of my favorite dungeons. It's really fun.
It's really fun. While this game is very hard, it's very fun the whole way through. There's never a point in this run where it's like, oh, I'm past the hard part, the rest is cake. That's never the case. Not at any point in time in this run, from start to finish, everything keeps you on your toes. And you're going to find that even more so in the next dungeon. So here he is. We found him. And actually an important text box in here. And we're going to... If you click the default option, he asks you a question. He'll just tell the story all over again. Blah, blah. We don't have time for his story, but it's basically he found a bunch of aliens.
Old right.
Here it is, right there.
I'm sure I've done that on a PB too.
I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this game is all about the tropics and saving your uncle, and then it quickly has done a complete 180, and now it's about your uncle found in a secret alien race, and they've been kidnapped by another alien race, and you have to go save them. And you're like, yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah. Like, your uncle sends you into an alien spaceship with a
He doesn't even
yo-yo.
come with you.
Yeah, he doesn't come with you. He's like, oh, you can do it with a yo-yo? Go ahead.
Well, you
go.
volunteer, though.
He must not have
I
be
have
his
this
favorite
gun right here, but if
nephew.
you can do it with a yo-yo, you might.
Yeah, yeah.
So here it is, the alien spaceship. So complete change of theme. The game goes right into the alien mode, and this is the most random dungeon in the game.
Yeah, but we get the best music.
We're gonna try to do this without any trouble. We'll see. Haven't died so far, but I, don't want to jinx myself here. So the game gives you 8 hearts, and you have 3 by start, so you've got 11 to work with. And there's what we call the bottleneck, which is a bunch of robots are in one area, and you have to try and get around them. And unfortunately, there's not much you can do. If you try to kill them all, it'll take way too much time. So it's better off to try and get around them. But their pattern, good pattern, I'll take it. If I get shot, that's fine. All right, we're good.
Shots do less damage than the body, but... So that's your pro... Ooh, good.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, that was good. That was really good. So let's just hope this boss cooperates. This boss won't KO you from contact damage, thankfully, but he is kind of annoying in general. Yeah, and this is not a great pattern.
You want to fight them vertically because you can hit them and they won't hit you, but he didn't get a very good pattern there.
Yeah, they didn't cooperate real well there, but all in all, I didn't die there, which happened twice the last time this game was run, and that was by the world record holder at the time, so who's still far better than I am at this game. So it just tells you how random that dungeon can be.
This music seems familiar to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a bit.
Yeah.
We might find out later, though.
Well, it's not going to last very long right now.
Yeah, I mean,
This
there's
is-
nothing.
This is
Yeah.
very short.
Yeah, they're not long.
And the
Yeah.
cubes are really important as we close in. That's sort of like the whole point of this
Yeah,
area.
so the 3 holes in the rock we saw earlier, that's the 3 cubes, and we just found one of them. And the first one gives us a power-up to give us the supernova weapon, which is full screen blast, and it's more powerful. There you go. There it is. So, and it's just overall a very effective weapon. But we will use the ray gun that we found in the last chapter a little bit more frequently. That's all right. It's not a big deal.
Has a higher rate of fire.
Correct.
Yeah.
We can shoot more things from it. Oh.
It does do less damage.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's-
He walked out of my way. That doesn't hardly ever happen.
Yeah, that's rare.
Take that too.
Yeah, they're being very friendly to you.
They know we're closing in on the end, so we want to see the all-star version of Tantalus.
Really good there. Really, really good.
This room coming up here is one of my favorites.
All right, let's see if we get lucky. Are we
Yeah.
gonna get lucky? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got
You
one.
got one. Wow.
I could have got them, but they're both on top of me.
It's fun to get all 4. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, I've only ever gotten all 4 one time. There was one time I could have got it, but I didn't have a supernova. All right, we're gonna go grab this pill. This will overfill my health, and it'll slowly drain that health down. That's okay. And I'm gonna need it for this robot room coming up, because this robot room coming up next makes or breaks this chapter for you on a split. So there's an electric fence.
Oh my goodness.
All right, that's good. If that's all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I was able to get those guys down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Fun
So we're gonna use
boss
the
here.
spread gun, which does a lot more damage.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that actually wasn't. I've been struggling with that boss for some reason. I'm not sure why, but. Oh no,
Oh,
that was
that's-
bad. All right, we're gonna be okay.
The goal here is you want to come out of this dungeon with as full of health as
Fine.
possible.
You
For
notice that
reasons
he
we'll
did-
get into soon once we see the end here.
You can get hit once by the shot there and still make the sinking block, but if you get it twice, you can't make it. So we're gonna try to do a strat on this boss to get quick kill him, but. I might make it.
Nah.
I was a little too slow. I fired the shots too early. But we didn't take any damage, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's a good. We're in okay shape here.
Yeah, what you're trying to do there is trying to get him to fall into the pit early.
I think you can knock him out with damage, but I think it's like 50,000 points of damage. It's something ludicrous.
It is possible. I only know of one person that did it, and I was surprised that it was possible.
So is
Yeah.
this supposed to be my end of the bargain here
Yes, it
that I
is.
was brought onto the couch for because of what happened a couple of years ago?
Yes.
We got to wait to the start again, okay? Because
Yep.
what we got here, this part of the game, we have
Some mazes.
overly long maze-like hallways. Overly long maze-like hallways. Overly long maze-like hallways.
Sing it, Nightwing.
Overly long maze-like hallways. They're just too long. They're just filler to make the game longer. Overly long maze-like hallways. Can't think of a second verse now. Overly long maze-like hallways. Overly long maze-like hallways. Getting the cube so we can end me singing now. We've got a little bit
I'm
more
trying,
to
believe
go.
me.
Going to get more magic cubes. Going to get more magic cubes. Now I can stop this madness now. Whew.
favorite part of that was
please don't clap for that. I don't deserve that.
He's like, if you clap for it, they'll have me do it again.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that part of the game, they just put you through a maze that serves no purpose because you can't die in the maze. You just get lost and get frustrated. It's the worst possible outcome.
And that's where the song came from. It's just like, it was so boring to go through that in a speed run that it's just like, you make something up derisive toward it.
All right,
glad I
so
didn't sing the Pointless Whale song earlier.
heading into the final chapter and dungeon, it is pretty much just a dungeon. And the first boss is right off the bat. By the way, the health they just refilled, yeah, that's gone. You've got 3 hearts again. And,
Yeah, so that was pointless too to have that long fill up, yeah.
And we're going to encounter the final boss of this game. His name's Zoda. He's going to talk to us before we get into the dungeon, and then we're gonna take our shot at him here. And basically the way this boss works, the first boss is he has a chance to either show his face or he tries to attack you with his hand. And you can't attack his hand, but you can attack his face. You need 4 shots on the face to get him, and if the hands show up, you have to wait. So it's completely RNG on how fast we can take this boss out.
3 hands. I'm guessing 3 hands.
I'm going to say 4. That's the average.
All right, there's 1. I had 10 earlier, so we're going to see. That's 1, 2.
Curse my optimism. And he only takes 1 damage per head show, so you only need to hit him once.
Correct.
Yeah,
you
it's
could,
pointless
you
to
could,
keep hitting
you could
him.
continue shooting his head and
3.
do more hits on him, but it doesn't actually count for any more damage.
4.
There's 4 hands.
What's the record at? 18, I think?
I had 17 in a run once.
I think my highest is 13.
My highest is 16, but I think Zodastone had a 18 at one point.
I played this game like 270 times, and that's what I got.
4 hands, I win.
Still 4 hands, though.
4 hands.
Awesome.
That's not bad, yeah.
So that was pretty good. 4 hands is about the average. But it's not over yet.
Yeah.
So,
So if I stuck around there in that room a little longer, I'd see that Zoda transformed into his true form, but we don't have time to stick around and see that, so we're just going to keep moving.
I forgot he did that. I haven't
right?
seen that in so long.
And what we have to do now is we actually have to blow up the spaceship.
yeah, you got to take out the core of it.
Yeah.
And the core sub boss can be. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
That was scary. Okay, well,
I just wanted to point out that it's funny that all of the islands and everything were called Cola, and then that guy's boss was name was Zoda.
Yeah.
all right. So this is the core of the spaceship.
Okay, good.
That's almost the same pattern you got
Nice.
earlier that I saw in your
One
practice.
cycle.
And he gave it to you. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I had to jump forward to make sure he didn't shoot
Yeah.
me, but it was good.
During that fight, you can have a 3rd star come out, so you have to be aware of that. Also, that
Yes.
robot that's running around can kind of get in your way. All right, so there's the possibility of a glitch happening here. We'll see by the time he gets over there.
I'm not gonna
no.
get it.
Okay, he's not gonna get it.
No.
So Zoda had not spit out 2 of the spawn. For some reason, if you kill him, you get over to him and you kill him before that, it'll warp straight to the credits rather than like actually finishing out the rest of the game. And so for that reason, we have to okay, we have to end time on the final hit of Zoda. So that's coming up soon.
Yeah, so time will come up as soon as I'll call it, but. Unfortunately, if he touches you, it is death, so you have to be very safe on this fight. And this is the safest way to play it.
It's also interesting that if you kill him, but he's still in the air, he still has an active hurt box and can kill you.
Time. Yeah, see, he still has an active hurt box right there, so I could touch him and I would actually lose my life. Now I'm good. Now I could jump through him. Oh, he left a heart. What a nice guy. So there is the reason we call time there is because, like they said, there is a chance that it could just trigger the credits. If he doesn't spawn his minions, it could trigger the credits there. So we actually call time right here, and I don't need to play. I'll play to the
It's
while
not
you've
very
done
long.
it here, and then
Yeah. So the interesting thing about this time, you can see. Do you see it, Tantalus, down there at the?
Got a 107.12.
oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
107.12. That's pretty.
That
That's
was
pretty
this,
good.
This was my SDA time in
2013?
2011, I think it
11.
was. 2011. That was the submitted time. So doing that in a marathon run is quite impressive.
Yeah, that's It'd be a top 5 time, I think. So that's really good. 107.12. Not perfect, but all things considered, that went really well. And that was Startropics. Thank you all for joining. Do I have time for shout-outs? Can I do a quick shout-out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Really quick. So shout-outs to my wife for letting me come here, and she's at home with the kids. Thank you. And shout-out to VG Bootcamp, the team that I've been working for Smash. And shout-outs to my couch. Thank you, guys. And all the Startropics owners. And in general, shout-outs to everybody who covers Startropics. And if you want to speedrun this game, hit me up. The tantalus, anywhere. It's my stuff, so you can find me pretty easily. So thank you all.
Okay.
We have $100 from your boy, the Money 420. He says, "This is in memory of my dad, who died in May."